So not many people had videos on how to DIY your own wheelie bar. So I took a few suggestions from a few different people, and this is what I wound up doing. I took a skateboard truss and sandwiched it using the same hardware, and it seems to work really well. Just use some thin aluminum plates, cut them off, and sandwiched them in there with the original hardware that came on the truss off the skateboard. Closer look on how I just sandwiched the truss onto the rear bumper using the original hardware. As I said, I mounted mine up as far as it'll go to try to get as much wheelie as I possibly could out of it. It can be adjusted down a little bit, and I actually might be able to adjust it up just slightly as well. Just tighten them down. They are lock nuts on there. The skateboard I went and just picked up, got on Facebook, and there were some people selling a couple of skateboards for $5 each, and I picked one up. Perfectly good. Trusses, everything. You can use all or part of the truss. I decided to use all of it. Some people just use take all the mounting hardware off and just use the metal part here and then put it on there. I decided to use the whole thing. I like the whole thing on there. It worked really well, and I can still get pretty good wheelies. I think it might be able to adjust it up slightly to keep the wheelie just a little bit longer. But for $5 for the skateboard, and I think $6 for the aluminum pieces, worked out pretty well. Here's what the aluminum that I cut off. It was just one long sheet, really lightweight. So it really adds to the ability. Now these trusses and wheels were really good and spin very well, and they look like they're going to hold up just fine to bashing. It's really solid. I don't see this going anywhere. It still has some flex with the bumper. If anything goes, the bumper might go, but I can replace the bumper pretty easily. I might trim these down just a little bit so that they are flush with the bumper and don't stick out as much. That'll be just a cosmetic thing at this point. So I hope this video helped. It really worked out well. I didn't want to spend a ton of money on the stock one. My wife has the stock bumper on her wheelie bar on there, and she has a very difficult time holding a wheelie. It does a really good job holding up the bashing, but for holding up a wheelie, it's a little too far down and it's not adjustable. So I might, with the other truss and wheels, build her one as well. She seemed to like it and the ability to hold a wheelie. Now the wheelies that I'm going to show you, or you see in the video, I actually held several with throttle control for a lot longer. I just did a couple of test runs, and they held pretty well. But if you throttle it up just enough to get it up, and then slowly give it more throttle as you go. And this is a 6S. It's built as an 8S, but I run it as a 6S. Started out as a 6S, and it's got a lot of 8S parts in it. But with running it as a 6S, people with 8S may even get more throttle, more speed, and be able to hold it up even longer. So hopefully this helps. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys can take some of the suggestions and use it for what it's worth, and hopefully you guys can get a nice cheap wheelie bar out of it. Good luck.